back, it seems like only yesterday. Summer. Mandolin, another rain song. And the thought of, yeah, and the thought of you comes on like the feel of the coming rains. I hope you're in a sensual mood, because that's a very, very sensual, sensual, a bit less John please, sensual middle-eight. That's the bit in the middle that isn't like the verse. Mountains rose behind a veil of smoke from burning fields, and the road dust dying black skin bronze, and the road rolling like a rough sea. It's quiet now, just crickets and a dogfight somewhere in the far away. And in my heart I hold your photograph, and the thought of you comes on like the feel of the coming rains. One breeze ran its fingers through the long grass of a thatched roof field. They put me in the only chair they had, while they cooked cassava and a luckless hand. Well, they asked for one well, 3 lanterns, and 200 litres of fuel, and I said, who, me? And the time for planting's coming soon, and the thought of you comes on like the feel of the coming rain. Swoop past the luscious moon. If I had wings like those, there'd be no waiting. I'd come panting to your door and slide like smoke into your room. Mountains rose behind a veil of smoke from burning fields, and the road dust dying black skin bronze, and the road rolling like a rough sea. It's quiet now, just crickets and a dogfight somewhere in the far away. And in my heart I hold your photograph, and and the thought of you comes on like the feel of the coming rain. And the time for planting's coming soon, and the thought of you comes on like the feel of the coming rain.
And the crowds round the stalls was quite dense. But what caught my eye was a stall piled high with musical instruments. A bit like a showman's gig. Now, up to the stall came a little old man whose clothes was all tattered and thin. And his face come alight when his eyeballs caught sight of a beautiful old violin. He held it up to the dealer and said, "How much is this one then?" The dealer said, "That's a Stradivarius, my man. It'll cost you £4.10. "I can't afford that," said the little old man, and a lump came into my throat. I was feeling quite chuffed, and so I stuffed in his hand a 10-shilling note. Well, a crowd behind us had gathered, so I quickly went round with his hat. When I finished, I found I collected £5, so I took my 10-shilling back. We gave the dealer the money, and the old man, so shabbily dressed, picked up the violin, stuffed it under his chin, and he played like a man possessed. Possessed. He played cantatas and fugues and oratorios too. By composers like Johann Sebastian Bach, to mention but only a few. He played waltzes by Strauss and Die Fledermaus and Tales from the Vienna Wood. And he played Tchaikovsky's piano concerto. He didn't play that quite so good. "Well done," said the crowd when he'd finished, and all gently patted his head. But the excitement was too much for the little old man, who unfortunately fell down dead. So the soul. Well, we gave the dealer the money, gave the dealer his fiddle and took back our £4.10. Picked up the old man and laid him to rest in the cemetery down by the glen. But sometimes at night, when the moon do shine bright, if I should happen to stray up over the hill, it seems that still I can hear the old man play. Yes, the words of that popular song rings true. For though the old man's gone, and though the song is ended, that melody lingers through. Thank you very much. Here's another tune what I wrote. We, you know, total lack of circumspection and circumcision. I'm all in one piece, I promise you. I'm missing a bit of colon, but you know, who cares? They're very, you know, as doctors, they don't really care, do they? Well, you know, what they say to you, "Oh, we're going to remove 6 inches of colon." Huh? I said, well, you got 27 foot of it, doesn't matter.
It's a whole armful.
We're walking around with an empty.
What? It's a whole armful.
Anyway, so, total lack of whatever. We didn't get a title for it, so we called it Blues in D minor. Thanks very much. When we used to cycle on a tandem around the country with a couple of ukuleles strapped to our backs in the early days. Well, it wasn't quite that, but it was a Morris Traveller. It wasn't far off. I had one of those newfangled in-car stereos with a cassette player, and we used to warm up on the way to gigs and practice harmonies and things by singing a lot to Joni Mitchell, but also a wonderful songwriter called Jackson Brown. Though we we never really did any of his songs. He was great to travel with. So just recently we've started doing this song, which is rather good. So I might just have a little drop to steady myself. Sometimes I get so steady I can't move.
These jokes have been handcrafted, handed down from generation to generation.
Can't call it alone. You have to blame a guy called Mick Ryan for the banjo. I hate the bloody thing myself. But Mick Ryan likes it, and I work with him sometimes, probably some of you have seen us. And he likes it, he wanted me to get this really expensive banjo off David Oddy. And did he offer to pay for it? However, it's very pretty, especially from the back. Lovely, isn't it? So what's the point of looking nice there, because you can't see it. What can I? Anyway, in 1970, Harvey Andrews, who we've known for a very, very long time.
Who dropped in at my gig in North Walsham on Friday.
Oh, did he? How is he?
Looking very well for a man of his age.
Yeah, not too bad, is he, really?
We could both take advice from him.
Well, he retired 2 years ago.
Very well.
Good. When I was making this new album of mine, oh, sorry, the whole point is, Harvey wrote this in 1970, and again, it's the only song he ever did a cappella, unaccompanied, and he called it Unaccompanied. He could have called it a cappella, but he didn't. And I, for many years, of thinking what a great wheeze it would be to actually accompany it. So when I was making this album, I thought, I will do it. And for some reason, I decided to play on the banjo. And I rang Harvey up to say, that I was doing the song, and he said, what about updating it? He said, you can do it if you like, which was very generous of him, I thought. Or I'll do it myself, he said, but it was rather nice of him. We decided to leave it as it was, as a testament of its time. As it happens, very little has changed. Wakes me up to start the day again. I wish that it would bloody go away again. Monday's bad, Tuesday's worse, Wednesday, Thursday just a curse. And Friday's payday, fill the purse and pray again. My wife, she's growing around the waist, we're wild again. But the priest gives thanks that we've been blessed with child again. After 5 I said no more, I'll never touch her that I swore. The priest says that's what loving's for, beguiled again. To this bloody block of flats again. It wasn't long before we had the rats again. The kids play on a piece of scrub, we haven't even got a pub. But the priest has formed a social club, rush mats again. They built another factory for work again. Said here's a great job for you, don't shirk again. I stand all day and tighten screws, dream about a glass of booze. Whichever way you turn you lose, a berg again. Car's packed up, can't afford repairs again. When the
company pays dividends, not shares again. The bloody telly's on the blink, something's blocked the bloody kitchen sink. But the boss's mistress earns a mink upstairs again. The 30s are a memory for Dad again. He says that things can never be that bad again. But from Jarrow and from Clyde they'll come, the silent heart and the muffled drum. We want the cake, not the crumb, they're mad again.
That's all right then. I just...
I'm not going to do the miserable one tonight.
You're not going to do the miserable one?
Well, there's no time, is there? Probably.
Yeah, it's more than enough time. No. It's a very
Do the miserable one. Actually, they're all miserable from now on. That's a miserable one.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's very miserable.
It's nice and miserable.
It is nice and miserable. What do you like miserable songs?
Ladies and gentlemen, on his own, with no visible means of support, Mr. Paul Dance.
Yes, I must get one of those trays. This guy called Nick Burbridge lives in Brighton. Very talented man, he doesn't go out very often. But he's a playwright, a poet, songwriter, probably a dry stone waller as well, they usually are, aren't they? Yeah, Nick doesn't go out too much, but he has written some songs that the Levelers have recorded. This is probably one of his most miserable. And I guarantee you'll be going home to put on your Leonard Cohen records in order to cheer up. Great song, it's called The Old Man's Retreat. The old man cries as another of his children dies. I will not look upon this land until the wounds are healed. There is no honor in this war, it was forsaken long before. I'll turn towards the mountains now and scorn the battlefield. For where seeds of revenge are born, I see valleys bruised and torn, and every hill is broken, and every village burns. And in the twisted name of race, the son will gouge his brother's face. The offspring of a mother's rape, another father is to hate. Seal my lips, the old man prays, raising blood-stained fingertips. I will speak no more of any cause or wait for peace. There is no flower among these thorns, I renounce all I have sworn. I'll turn towards the mountains now in search of some release. I will not speak of anger, I forget what it means, but I know it is a clean wound, not a poison in the veins. Nor will I cry for pity, to be accused of fear, for This I will not shed my blood, I will not shed my tears. Close my ears, the old man sighs, claims and lies I will not hear. I've swallowed more of this bile than I can endure. There is no succor in these streams, tainted with such bitter crimes. I'll turn towards the mountains now, where the springs run pure. As flares and shells fall through the night, and taunt a people cursed to fight, the old man takes flight from the rituals of fire. A dark figure on an ancient track, his voice mute and his gaze black, his silence his heart cracks as summits vault and spire. Take me, the old man calls, as his weary body falls, for I have come to yield here, and not to stand. And where he lies among the snow, the source springs from the rocks below, and sings and circles as it flows towards the wounded land. Sings and circles as it flows towards the wounded land.
That's what I'm doing, F.
I don't mind. What can you
Oh,
do?
we do an F.
Yes, nice.
Right.
Yes. Now I have a dilemma here because I can't. We've just thrown this on. This is the title track of Paul's new solo album, a few copies of which he has. But we didn't do it on the last gig, and I don't even know what to play on it.
Fiddle! Mandolin.
Susan Fan, I have the Susan Fan. They never let me play it. Anyway.
It was written by George Ward of upstate New York, Schenectady, upstate New York, who I had the pleasure of meeting for the first time in the summer. I was doing a couple of festivals over in the States, and George was...
It causes loss of...
Anyway, George is a lovely old bloke, and he wrote this amazing song. If you want to hear the original, it is actually on the... There's George singing it on the interweb, and he sings it very, very slowly indeed. And it takes... But we're not going to do it like that, it takes about 20 minutes.
Years ago, little percussionist's tray on the stand, perfect, everything's there. You know.
It is, yeah. I used to have one that fit a beer in, but I drink wine now, so. It's called Boatman's Cure. It tells the story of an expedition up the upper reaches of the Mohawk River, upstate New York, in the late 18th century. And there were three bateaux with 3 people on each on this expedition, an expedition that ultimately led to the opening of the Erie Canal.
So in fact, they actually found the way through.
Sort of.
Unlike Franklin, of course.
Oh yeah,
who never really found the Northwest Passage. Although he
might have done, we don't know.
Well, no, yeah, we won't know, but he did spend 3 years practicing finding the way around Crediton first. Again, without success, it has to be said.
That's true. So, yeah, anyway, so it was a horrible, horrible life. They were like punts, they had to pole it through the weeds and all that crap at the top of this river, and it wasn't a very nice life. And to get them through it, they drank heroic amounts of alcohol. And hence the chorus, you'll pick it up by about the 7th or 8th verse. It does change every time, and there's a strange note in it. Well, it's not strange, but you won't get it till about the 2nd or 3rd. You might get it straight away. Three-hand boat. It's too deep to carry, too shallow to float. It's too deep to carry, too shallow to float. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for the river is a bottle of rum. Best cure for the river is a bottle of rum. Looking at the forwarders strutting up the quay, he's trying to tell the boatman how the river will be. He's got to tell the boatman how the river will be. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for a forward is a bottle of rum. Best cure for a forward is a bottle of rum. Sailing up the river, the current turned her round. The bedbug swam ashore, poor boatman nearly got drowned. The bedbug swam ashore, poor boatman nearly got drowned. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for bedbugs is a bottle of rum. The best cure for bedbugs is a bottle of rum. Sweating in the heat of day, chilling in the rain. Sleeping in the open got the ague again. Sleeping in the open got the ague again. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for the ague is a bottle of rum. Best cure for the ague is a bottle of rum. Frostbite in November took my toes away. The devil take the black fly out the last week in May. The devil take the black fly out the last week in May. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for black fly is a bottle of rum. The best cure for black fly is a bottle of rum. Sweet Annie from Schenectady, she broke my heart. Her faces in the firelight, the river sings her part. Faces in the firelight, the river sings her part. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for a woman is a bottle of rum. Best cure for a woman is a bottle of rum. Wilderness in '59. I fancy icy shadows moving time after time. I fancy icy shadows moving time after time. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best cure for shadows is a bottle of rum. Best cure for shadows is a bottle of rum. I got a callus on my shoulder, my hands are raw. The sweetest thing some thirsty frontier girl ever saw. The sweetest thing some thirsty frontier girl ever saw. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. The best
thing for what reality's a bottle of rum. The best thing for reality's a bottle of rum. Morning wakes up early for a fast battle. Shoulder to the set and pull, you push off and go. Shoulder to the set and pull, you push off and go. And if it doesn't lift your spirits, it'll leave you numb. There ain't no cure for living.